All right, welcome to the show. And today we are diving into a very important topic, that is online entrepreneurship opportunities for persons with disabilities. This is Tech Today Show, and joining us is a guest who is an expert in inclusive entrepreneurship and a very successful entrepreneur. She will be introducing herself, tell us what she does as we begin uh, the today's discussion. This is Chris Mololo, and our sign language interpreter in this session is Wanja Nyede. Welcome our guest. Say hello to the viewer, and you tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you so much. I'm so delighted to be in this opportunity today, and my name is Nyaboy Dorcas. I am a visually impaired online entrepreneur, and I love it so much, and that's me.
Okay. Do you mind telling us where you come from, the kind of entrepreneurship you do?
I come from Kisii. My resident is at Rongai, that's Kajiado County. I do online marketing. I sell phones on credit through Mkopa company. I also sell other home appliances, kitchen equipment and utensils, and many other things, including health supplements.
All right. That's nice. Thank you once again for joining us to have this discussion. And I want us to start with a broad question. Why do you believe online entrepreneurship is a particularly valuable avenue, and especially for people with disabilities?
Sure enough, online marketing is a very good avenue for entrepreneurship, considering that it offers a wide range of customers when comparing to the old or analog kind of trading and marketing. Yeah, so I truly believe that when I do my things online, I'm able to reach people outside where I live. And as per now, I'm glad to be marketing my products outside Kenya.
Wow. That's a great point right there. Can you share with us some specific opportunities that might be particularly well suited for entrepreneurs with disabilities? Some of them.
Yeah, depending on the nature of an individual's disability, we have a variety of entrepreneurship that one can undertake. And remember I said depending on the type of disability.
Yeah.
So it varies, but for the other disabilities, you find like they can share. Only visually impaired and intellectual challenged people have specific that they can do. Yeah.
Okay. And then what resources or tools are available to help aspiring online entrepreneurs with disabilities get started?
Yeah, thank you for that big question. There are a good number of resources and tools that we can use for online entrepreneurship, including social media platforms, e.g. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and many others. We also have other online platforms like Canva, where one can venture and do your entrepreneurship.
I think we are familiar with the social media platforms, but I'm sure there's someone who is hearing this Canva for their first time. Kindly explain briefly about it.
Okay, thank you. For someone who is hearing about Canva for the first time, Canva is an online platform where you can design and develop your your marketing tools, e.g. labels and tags, logos, even flyers and other things that you need for you to market yourself online.
Like for you, do you use that Canva?
Yes, I use Canva in developing my marketing for Encopa mainly. I'm also coming up with a brand for my products, those ones that I process myself. So I'm developing a design for them. I also do logo design for anyone who wants through Canva.
Wow. And so far, how has been the feedback from your customers concerning the products that you sell?
The products that I've made from Canva, I made a business card for my friends and they like it. Yeah.
Okay, that's encouraging to hear. Another thing that I would want us to hear from you are what challenges do you think people with disabilities face in this space and how can they be addressed?
Oh, according to your question, I don't think people with disabilities have challenges, but what I know from the reality is we do have challenges that we face in venturing into these online marketing platforms. Like I myself, while using the online platforms, sometimes you find that I don't have the right device to help me develop what I want. So it delays what I have in mind. It also barriers me to come up with the exact design that I have in mind. The other thing is that you may find that someone needs to develop, but the online platforms are not friendly, more especially to visually impaired. So you find that the display may have several challenges and you may not be able to navigate, more especially if you are using something that has a small screen and you have to zoom out. Yeah.
And especially for the totally blind, there are some things that the
screen
reader
read.
would not read.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's familiar. And any other challenge like lack of funds? Are there some avenues that you get funds to start such businesses, or isn't that a challenge?
Honestly, avenues of getting funds to empower a disabled person are very, very limited. This is because still our society up till today has not gained that confidence in people living with disability. Sometimes they tend to focus that we are beggars, so we should live a life that we deserve as beggars. And then the other challenge is, in as much as people living with disability may need funds, they are not trained on how to manage these funds. I only like what one program does in educating people living with disability, especially women, in empowering them, giving them skill on if you get some fund from somewhere, how will you manage? If you open a small business, how will you run this business? They teach and educate for 1 year, so a participant is likely to take an year to learn. I specifically am a beneficiary of the program, and I was in cohort 3, so right now they are doing cohort 4.
What's the name of that program?
It is known as Global Labor Program. It is done by organizations in collaborations, the Light for the World, UDPK, Site Savers, and TechnoServe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now you've listed the challenges, and I'd like to hear some of the solutions that you can recommend for these challenges.
Thank you. I will firstly recommend that any entrepreneur living with disability should first have knowledge on how to govern and control their business.
They need to be trained.
Yeah, they need to be trained. And not training alone, they need also to be empowered. And I also think that our government should release more funds to help people living with disabilities to empower themselves. And they should remove this thing of, age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to seek for some funds from somewhere. It's a government institution, but there was a limit in age.
Age limit.
That from this age to this age will benefit, but above this will not. So you find that those people who are old, those who are living with a disability, they are locked out, and yet their time is going, they have responsibilities, but they can't access.
They need to earn a living.
Yeah.
How about the how do you think, or rather, how important do you think community support is for these entrepreneurs? Community support.
Community support is the key. Because this community is the same people we rely on to be our consumers.
Yeah.
So if they are not in support, then we are doing nothing. So the community should support one way in being consumers. Number two, they should also be our advocates. They should help us in marketing. They should also guide us on what to do, what to improve, and what to avoid, because they are the ones that we are giving our services and goods to.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a personal question. Like the products you sell, and maybe members of your society or the community where you live could see that this girl has a disability. How is she knowing these products? Do you face some kind of discrimination, stigma, something like that?
Yeah, I've been into business for a quite long time. Since before COVID-19, I was into business, and it is a continuous challenge that when the society comes to learn of your disability, more especially visual, they will not give you what you deserve. Sometimes someone may intentionally take your money and they go. Sometimes someone may intentionally borrow and then you will never see them. When they notice that you are approaching them, they dodge. Unlike with physical disability, where customers purchase your services and goods because they sympathize with you. Yeah.
That is not good. And speaking of community, what role do you think social media plays in building a brand for these entrepreneurs? I know you mentioned something to do with social media as one of the tools. And I want you to talk about the role of social media in branding for you as an entrepreneur or the other aspiring entrepreneurs.
Social media has a very important role that it plays in branding. It is from social media that you will get an honest opinion. Unlike from those people who are around you, though sometimes they may just tell you that this is quite good, but they in them they know that we are just telling them so that they don't excel. But on social media, in as much as there are people who talk carelessly or give feedback carelessly, you will find someone very genuine guiding you, or you should improve on this, change on this, change on that. Someone ready to enable you to advance in your branding, someone ready to teach you on how better you can do this branding, or what you can change, or what you can drop, and what you can add.
Okay, great. Our viewer, with those points, I'd like us to take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with this discussion. Remember, we are talking to Dorcas Nyaboy, an entrepreneur, telling us about online entrepreneurship opportunities for persons with disabilities. Stay with us. We will be right back soon after this break.